Oh, good morning. Installment number 3 of the Hippie Chick Revival. That comes from back in the 60s. They used to call us hippie chicks. A friend of mine made it his own by calling me his Chippy Hick. So, just a little background there, y'all. And I still don't know where to look at the camera, so bear with me. I wanted to introduce you today to my husband, who's no longer on this earth with us. He died 2 years ago, and when I talk about grief, it's a big part of my new norm. I have a picture. That's my David. That was he was in his early 20s, I think. No, late 20s, going on 30 maybe. It's my favorite picture of him. Gorgeous man, aesthetically speaking. Tall, slender, well-toned muscles. Well, let's not get too deep. I'll tell you the story of our meeting another time. What I wanted to share with you today was so that you get a little bit of the social activism that was and always has been a part of my life and was part of our lives together. This was back in, yes, boys and girls, way before you were even, as they say, a twinkle in your father's eye. Back in the 70s. It was November, actually, of 1970. And I was 5 months pregnant with our little boy, Leaf. David's co-worker and his girlfriend came to our door one Saturday evening, and they wanted us to help them with a sting operation. Now, we'd spent 68, 69 marching in the streets, protesting the war, doing what we could or what we thought we could do for the civil rights movement. And now here was something else we could get our teeth into. David was reluctant at first to join in, but let me tell you what actually happened. I'm trying to remember his name, and I have the paperwork too. I have a copy of the paper that was filled out as a result of this, that was filed actually. Ray, let's say Ray. I don't think that was his name. And Jackie. Ray and Jackie came to the door. Ray's a co-worker of David's at the time. He's black. His girlfriend Jackie is white. They had gone to a bar in downtown Fort Worth, which the last time I drove by there, which it's been 5 or 6 years now, but it was still there. It's called Kenny's Bar and Lounge. I forget what street. They had gone there just wanting to stop in after a concert or something to get a drink, and they were refused admittance. They were told they had to be members and that they would not be served. So they came to our house to ask for what we could do. And what we did was we went to Jackie's house, where she put on a wig, changed clothes, put on some sunshades, looked totally different than she had before. We went downtown. David and Ray waited at the car while Jackie and I went into the bar. Mind you, 2 white chicks. We go into the bar, all white dudes. We go in, sit down. Nobody asks us for our membership. Nobody asks us anything except what will we have. And one guy down the way said he wanted to buy us drinks. And, of course, I'm pregnant, so I'm not drinking. So I got a Dr. Pepper, of course. And we sat for a minute. And then David and Ray walked in the front door. all eyes turned to them. You could hear the wheels churning. You could hear the thoughts that were in the heads of these guys. The guy behind the bar says, "I'm sorry, this is members only." Well, you know, you gotta wonder about that. So David and Ray go over and say, "Well, let us speak with the manager." And the guy goes, "Well, I'm the manager. I'm Kenny. I own the place." So David says, "Okay, well, what do we have to do to get served?" And Kenny says, "You can't, because it's members only and you're not members." And David says, pointing at me, sitting quietly in a booth in the back, "I know that's not true because that woman over there is my wife. She's not a member." Jaws dropped, eyes rolled. People, if they'd been animals, the hair on their backs would have popped up. And the guy behind the bar, Kenny, is at a loss for words. So David says, "Okay, you can't give us an explanation." And Ray says, "Yeah, you'll be hearing from us." And we quietly, Jackie and I, got up and went to the sides of our dates and left quietly, calmly, not giving anybody any cause for what could have happened. You know, no roughhousing, no violence. We were always peaceful protesters. So Monday morning comes, and Ray goes down to see Ora Compton, who was the head of the EEOC back then. I think that stands for Employment Equal Opportunity, EOC, Equal Opportunity Commission, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, one of those. And he goes and files a grievance against Kenny's bar and tells him what happened. And what ensued was that Kenny had to close down for just a little while, probably no more than a month, while he ran up a sign that he could put in the window that said, "Members only." The sign might have just said, "Good Old Boys Club." Anyway, I think the sign is still in the window, if it's still there. Kenny's, that is. So there are things you can do, little things, to fight what's wrong in this world. And you just have to get up and do them. Talk to you later. Peace.